Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's debate. We are in second hour primary debates today. Our first debate is going to be between two fine young gentlemen. First, we're going to have Bryce Corley coming from the left side of the room. Second, we're going to have Brady Yager coming from the right side of the room. Gentlemen, as we begin the debate today, we're going to start with 30 seconds to introduce yourself to the audience. So, Mr. Corley, you have chosen to go first. You have 30 seconds to introduce yourself.
Hello, Raleigh Junior High. My name is Bryce Corley.
Mr. Yager, you have 30 seconds to introduce yourself.
Hi, Raleigh. My name is Brady Yager, and I'm going to make the junior high grade.
Gentlemen, we're going to start today with some questions. The first question is going to go to you, Mr. Corley. Mr. Corley, we're going to begin today talking about sports and activities. Mr. Corley, the athletic teams at Raleigh Junior High have a lot of support, but what will you do to support the athletic programs here at Raleigh Junior High?
Well, I will get less homework for the players and increase the amount of games that are given.
Okay. Mr. Yager, your chance for a rebuttal.
I'm going to help with fundraisers for new equipment, and the newer the equipment, the safer.
Would you like to respond to any? Okay. Second question. This is to you, Mr. Yager. You talked about safety in sports. How, as president of Raleigh Junior High, will you increase the safety in athletics?
Just like I said, get better equipment, and the newer the equipment, it's usually more safer.
Mr. Corley? Okay. All right, we're going to transition. Mr. Corley, your next question is going to be about the topic of lunch. A lot of students complain that they do not have choices for school lunch. What will you do to increase student choice at lunch, including possibly the option of leaving the school?
Well, I think we should get, to choose what we have the next day, and choose, when you eat lunch, or you, eat with your friends and stuff. And if you don't have the same lunch, yeah.
Mr. Yager?
I think that the cafeteria workers can come here early, and they can fix us whatever food we want that we have for the first day.
All right, we're going to transition to the topic of recess now. A lot of studies have shown that the more active you are, the more you can focus on certain topics. And when sitting for a long period of time, you lose focus. And so being active can help that. So Mr. Yager, the question is, do Raleigh Junior High students need the ability to be active with certain things like recess?
I believe that we should have at least 10 minutes of recess every day, so we can get out of class and be more active.
We should get 30 minutes outside to do it whatever you want, and you should get to choose when you want to do it. So, if it's first hour and you do it, then you wouldn't get it the day for any other time. So you get to choose whatever hour you get to do it.
So what, Mr. Corley, if you were going to give students a choice here, what will they take out of their school day?
Whatever hour they wanted. Say if they didn't want to do math, they could go to recess. But then they'd have to come back for 15 minutes of it.
Mr. Yager?
So,
I believe that they should have homework in pride, because if you have homework or have recess, then you can do your homework, but if you don't, then you can go out for recess.
All right, Mr. Yager, coming to you. Studies have also shown that students do not receive enough sleep during the evening. Do you believe that schools should allow students to sleep, possibly through nap time, during the school day?
I believe that they shouldn't, because if we have recess, then that would take up the time, and then we can have more education.
Mr. Corley, your question.
I didn't really study this. I didn't use
Okay,
this.
I don't see that. Sorry, Mr. Corley, go ahead.
I didn't read this question.
Our next question is going to transition to the topic of grades. This question goes to Mr. Corley. Mr. Corley, test scores are extremely important to schools. What will you do to improve school or scores for students at Raleigh Junior High?
You say you have to study more and, that,
Hey, Mr. Yager?
I think you should study more and pay more attention during class, and then you could get the grade that you want.
To Mr. Yager, we're going to transition to the topic of tardies now. Currently, students at Raleigh Junior High get 4 minutes for passing time. Do you believe that time limit is set accurately, or does it need to be altered?
I believe that time limit is set accurately because it gives you a lot of time to get in between classes, and you shouldn't be late for any classes.
Mr. Corley?
I think you should get at least 2 more minutes than that, because most people end up being late because their locker won't open or they have to use the restroom. So I think 2 more minutes would give them a little bit more time to get to class.
Continuing this, Mr. Corley, with that 2 extra minutes, what do you think should change with the punishments on tardies?
Well, first off, you should get a warning. Then, if you do it again, like, you should deduct the 2 minutes off and to where it's back to 4 minutes.
Mr. Yager?
I believe that you should have 5 tardies per quarter because it gives you, and your punishment would be ISS because you shouldn't have no more than that per quarter.
Okay. Mr. Yager, going to homework. Homework has been decreased at Raleigh Junior High in most classes. What is your stance on the homework issue at Raleigh Junior High?
I believe that we shouldn't have homework every night because like kids that play sports, they have practice after school and maybe have a few more other activities during the night and can't get their homework done on time.
Mr. Corley, your stance on homework?
I would reduce the homework given and the amount, and increase the amount of time you have to do it. So, like, you can't get it done if you play sports, school sports.
Okay. Mr. Corley, at Raleigh Junior High, the number of bullying-related write-ups have gone up over the last few years. How will you handle the bullying issue at Raleigh Junior High?
If you're bullying, then I think you should get, instead of getting a warning the first time, I think you should get rated ISS, because, I mean, you don't need to bully people. It's not fair to them.
Mr. Yager?
I believe that you should, if someone is caught bullying, then they should get a harsher punishment, and we could also set up a club to help the bullies that can't stop.
With the bullying issue, it leads to a problem of safety in the classroom. What will you do, Mr. Yager, to increase the safety of classrooms?
I believe that the teacher should always be on the lookout and don't stop paying attention to the class, and should carry a weapon at all times in that classroom.
Mr. Corley?
I believe that students who get bullied should report it right away, and then the teacher should also be on the lookout all the time.
Mr. Corley, your opponent, Mr. Yager, just said that he believes teachers should carry a weapon in schools. What is your stance on the issue?
I believe they should, like in case there's an intruder drill, then they could, or an intruder, I mean, they could help them fight back.
Mr. Yager, would you like to explain why you believe teachers should carry a weapon?
I think they should because there can be an intruder that came in from any exit or entrance. Just be like a window, and the teacher should have the weapon to fight them back.
Mr. Yager, Raleigh Junior High has been looking at adding new technology. We've added several Chromebook carts this year. What is your stance on technology in the classroom?
I think that it's right that we should have more because sometimes teachers don't get to get the technology and they don't get to do the work they want.
Mr. Corley?
I think we should have more because nowadays we don't use paper as much, we use technology. So if somebody has to say, another teacher has to borrow it because they don't have one, so we should be able to use our phones during class to do our work. And that will allow us to have more technology.
Mr. Corley, you talked about adding technology through the use of phones in schools. What about students who inappropriately use technology or phones? What should be done with them?
They should lose their privileges at school, and they should get like a punishment.
Mr. Yager, same question.
Well, some people don't have phones, so their right is taken away automatically because maybe their parents can't afford one or they just can't have one. So I believe that you should have a Chromebook card in every class.
The last topic of the day is going to be AR. Mr. Yager, how will you encourage students to read AR, and should it count for a grade?
I would encourage them to read because I think that English teachers should give you at least 20 minutes a day during English class so you could read and catch up. And also, I don't think it should be for a grade because if, like we have now, you can't read during English class, so they expect you to read when you're at home, and some people are packed full of events that night.
Mr. Corley?
AR should not count for a grade because, I mean, you're going to have to do it in the future. So, why it shouldn't count for a grade?
Okay. All right, gentlemen, we have ended the question section of the debate. Mr. Corley, you now have 30 seconds to close out the final statement.
I will make the RJH great again. That's all I got.
Mr. Yager, your 30 seconds.
Well, like he said, he stole my slogan, but I'm still going to make him high grade.